2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. And now around the halfway point, the novelty of the new season has died down, and we're still a long way from the playoffs. Shaq, how do the players maintain focus through this stretch? How do you maintain focus?
Well,
Have you maintained focus?
Easy. You're a pro, Ernie. Do your job. That's your job.
There you go.
You know, and not only that, you got to be a real competitor. You got to want to compete.
Yeah, good coaching, and the veterans can help you through this because the veterans have been here before. They can kind of lead you and guide you.
Do you feel focused right now?
Not at all.
No. Do you feel focused right now?
Never.
Well, that makes 3 of us. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's always focused.
An aerial view of the many buildings making up the skyline of beautiful Houston, Texas, our broadcast setting tonight. It's a road game for the Knicks, and they're facing an interconference foe today. We're all set to bring you NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Here in Houston, it's another home game for the Rockets. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
And they're 1-0 against them this season, and this is the final matchup. So a little bit of extra incentive tonight, knowing they have a chance for the season sweep.
Well, it's just as much motivation on the other side of the equation. No team likes getting swept either. I mean, whether it's against your biggest rival or a team you hardly know.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And we're watching 2 very experienced veteran teams, Chris. We should be in for some high-level basketball.
Yeah, and just watch this game tonight. You're going to see coaches really trust their players. Coaches who do most of their coaching in practice and then trust the IQ of their players. Won't be a lot of play calling, a lot of free-flowing, guys kind of knowing where to be on defense, a lot of communication on defense. This should be a fun one.
So the Rockets win the tip. Harden kicks to Anderson. Harden inside the three-point line. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
I love seeing Harden stroke it from there. One of the most lethal shooters we have in the game.
So the New York starting 5. Jarrett Jack is out there with Lee. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Cantor in the center. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Paul with the ball. And Anderson has it in the corner. No good on the 3. New York with the ball. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
No other way to put it. The defense was awful. Completely uninspired at that end of the floor.
Well, they had a hard time forcing turnovers, and then on the other end, made quite a number of mistakes themselves.
Now, here's Ariza following the miss by Porzingis. From deep, Harden. Porzingis with the rebound. On defense, Houston, they beat the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
And they had to scrape and claw to get the win the last time these 2 teams went head-to-head. It came down to a few key free throws at the end.
For New York, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Hardaway. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You have to love the versatility of Lee's game. Not only a superb scorer, but a skilled passer as well.
Here's Paul. Coming off a solid outing against Denver. Kicks to Capella. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here is Jack. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Porzingis can't hit.
Well, that makes them 1 for 5 from the field so far. They need to start getting some better looks.
Ariza kicks to Paul. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Well, the floater's a tough shot, even when you're that close to the bucket.
Outside, Porzingis tries from the block. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Well, he just exploited the size mismatch, and he's getting easy looks tonight.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Pass to Capella. They set the pick. And Harden wide open. He shoots. The Knicks pull it in.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up. That sends Porzingis to the free throw line. That one is on Ariza.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks. But if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
And here is Jack, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Lee, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And looking at the career of Courtney Lee, has hopped around from team to team a bunch of times and always a valued teammate, but just hadn't stayed on one team for very long.
Free throw good, Lee. And with Lee, you know exactly what you're going to get with his defense and shooting.
And Lee is always going to be a wanted commodity. His ability to defend and shoot aren't easy to find, and you just hope he's able to kind of settle into a long-term situation.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Here's Harden on the wing. Capella against Cantor. Harden the pass to Capella. It's deflected. Hardaway kicks to Porzingis. He dishes it to Jack. Good D by Ariza.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
For Houston, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Paul against Jack. Paul outside. Tries it from the top of the key. They get it back. Capella with the bucket.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
There's the screen. There's a screen by Cantor. Jack dishes to Cantor. Good work defensively by Capella.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
Harden the pass to Ariza. Capella with a screen on Hardaway. Ariza kicks to Capella, makes it off the glass. Capella's got 6. And here are the Knicks now. 4-point game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Jack kicks to Lee. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Rockets have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Here's Harden. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Knicks trail by 4. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Oh, man, just an outstanding first quarter so far for him. He's doing a great job creating space and knocking down open looks.
Now, here's Capella. He's coming off a 13-point game against Denver.
Oh, and the rebound is spectacular as well. He was in attack mode all night.
And one reason why the Rockets were okay with letting Dwight Howard leave was because they knew that Clint Capella could fill that role. He quietly gives this team that finisher down on the block, and he has been absolutely huge for the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, maybe the best in the league at finishing off lobs last year. Not the most spectacular, but the most consistent last year on that pick and roll because he's so active without the ball. Always moving, giving guards a target, great hands to catch and finish.
And in these early stages, Chris, of the season, how quickly do you start to get a sense of where your team stands and how good they can be or how bad they might be?
I would say that first 20 games is a really good kind of litmus test. Gives you a pretty good gauge to see where your team is. You're going to get to play against teams from both conferences. You have some really good teams and bad teams in that mix. So you kind of see how you play in all situations. Those first 20 games, you establish who you are.
Now here's Porzingis. 17 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And how about the way he really challenged shooters in that game, rejecting 3 shots and possibly changing numerous others.
Ariza against Hardaway. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And New York the other way now. Jack dishes to Lee. Over Harden. No good from Lee. Rockets leading by 3. Harden the pass to Paul. It's good.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
New York's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Outside Jack. The rejection by Paul. And here comes Ariza leading the fast break. He feeds it to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. It's Ariza on the wing. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And it's an 8-point Rocket lead.
Ariza just totally broke down the defense, exploiting any space they gave him off that pass.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Trevor Ariza, the veteran out of UCLA, he still gives you a little bit of everything on the wing. He's great in transition. He can hit shots from anywhere, but, you know, he's always been a leader.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Knicks trail by 8. Beasley the screen. Here's Ntilikina. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Rockets.
And no doubt they relied upon that three-point shot to provide a big chunk of their scoring. That's been a trend in the modern NBA, and they took that philosophy and ran with it.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Ntilikina, he possesses that unselfishness that really allows his guys to play their best basketball. You got to love his approach.
That boy misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Gordon with no one around. They get the rebound. Brown. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Tough effort right there on the glass. Those second chance points can pay off in a big way.
And with the Reese, you think back to when he was a young player finding his way in this NBA out of UCLA, and Kobe took him under his wing when they played together for the Lakers, and now he is paying it forward. He's helping young players.
Yeah, he has a great work ethic instilled in him from with his time with Kobe. He's always been a leader. He knows how things work in this league, and the reason he's showing all the younger players on his team the ins and outs of how to succeed.
That free throw good from Brown. And so it's New York with it, trailing by 10. Beasley outside. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Well, also a miscommunication on defense. No one rotates over. See ya.
Here's Brown. The Knicks making the shot. Screened by Baamute. And Tucker kicks to Nene. 6 to shoot. Screen by Baamute. Off the pick. Gordon with another miss. Knicks trail by 8. Here's Baker. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Beasley the screen. O'Quinn dishes to Beasley. Lets it go with a 3. O'Quinn can't hit. Tucker the pass to Gordon. Fires the 3. Gordon with another miss. New York's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Baker kicks it to Noah. And finished off by Noah.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Beasley with the steal. Jumps up, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And here's Gordon from outside. Here's Nene, and it's blocked.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's Baker. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. And now just a 2-point Houston lead. And so it's Houston with it, fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
And the Knicks with possession here after Eric Gordon's miss. Feeds to O'Quinn. Pass to Ntilikina. Shoots over Brown. Ntilikina can't hit. And for Houston, they're shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Brown kicks to Baamute. Houston moving the ball around. Just 5 to shoot. It's Brown with the drive. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Brown's got his second bucket of the night.
Artful use of the screen there. Gains the separation he needs for a good look.
And last season, the Knicks raised expectations with some of those big free agent signings and trades in the prior year. And let's face it, things just didn't work out quite how they had planned. Some would say they underachieved. Hard pill to swallow for a fan base that went into the year with so much hope.
And a big problem for the Knicks and their shortcomings last season was their defense.
Yeah, and listen, they have some shot blocking, but as a whole, the defense lacked teeth. More than anything else, it played a part in the disappointment of last season's campaign, and it's something they'll be focusing on in the coming years.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. Well, you knew that the Rockets were going to be an offensive juggernaut with their roster and Mike D'Antoni at the helm, but seeing it in action is still jaw-dropping at times. I mean, you're amazed. They can put up a lot of points in a hurry.
Yeah, and the team plays at an incredibly high pace, which accounts for some of their big numbers. But they do a good job of finding smart shots and making the most of their possessions. This team can truly be scary when they're clicking.
Now here's Gordon. Nene unable to get his shot to go. Brown kicks to Mbamute. Gordon dishes to Mbamute. It's Brown with the drive. Hangs in the air. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Rockets have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And one strength, Greg, that this Knicks team has enjoyed the last couple of years has been their ability to win the rebounding game.
And that's back-to-back seasons, Kevin, in the top 10 for rebounding in terms of the Knicks. And it was something they wanted to improve upon starting a few years ago. They've changed their rebounding trouble into a big asset moving forward.
Here's Brown. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket. Brown kicks to Gordon. There's a screen. Nene, the screen. Back to Brown. Offline with his three. Beasley kicks to O'Quinn. Mbamute with the steal. Gordon. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Rockets lead by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And you talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Nene, Gordon out there with Brown. Then it's Mbamute, and it's Tucker in at the 3 side. Houston leading by 3. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Houston Rockets, one of the most explosive scoring teams in the league. Defense has been a shortcoming in the past. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, we have some good individual defenders. If the rest of them just try, well, that's the plan. Kevin?
Offense is what the Rockets are all about, D.A. You know that. Coach D'Antoni definitely focuses on this part of the game more than defense. Here's Gordon. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket. Over Quinn, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
But he's just looked lost on offense, but luckily for him, his teammates have really stepped up in a big way.
Baker passes to O'Quinn. Here's Ntilikina. 6 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. And finished off by Noah.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean
Yeah.
that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And how relentless is this guy? If you're the defense, he's the first one you're looking to block out there.
Now here's Beasley, who's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And don't forget his rebounding work, too. They couldn't contain him on the glass.
And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the officials, of course, have an impact on games. I'm thinking of a certain Game 6 back in 2002. In your opinion, how does the league ensure greater consistency with the officiating of games?
Well, I promised myself, Kevin, thanks for bringing up 2002, that I would never think about that aloud. You know, I'm going to have to go lay on somebody's couch after we do this game right here. But I think the league just has to be transparent. They have to let fans know when the ref has messed up. We're all human, so I think it comes into play when you aren't transparent, when you aren't honest with your fans, because we have the smartest fans of any sport, I believe. And so I think transparency is good, but human error is always going to be in there as long as it doesn't go back to the type of human error we saw in 2002.
But, Chris, I do sense that is a goal of theirs, and bit by bit they're getting toward that goal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I believe that our league has done some great jobs when it comes to advancing referees and how the game is officiated. When you look at, not only do we have the referee center back in New York, where the referees now can go and get help, and the game is faster. And also, you know, we have 3 refs on the floor, and so and we have the best condition refs. And so I think the game is just going to be better because we have passionate refs, we have passionate officials, and passionate players, and we're going to work together to make sure that this game is the best for every fan to be presented to, and also that every player has a chance to win a championship and don't have their heart broken.
Now, here is Harden following the shot by Jarrett Jack. Anderson wide open. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Anderson's got 6.
Now, this is what I love, how Anderson is ready to shoot even before he gets the ball. His confidence is through the roof right now.
Anderson against Porzingis. Over Anderson. The kick out to Jack. Again, the miss by Jack.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
Now here's Paul. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Ariza no luck. The Knicks with the lead. And Jack kicks to Lee. Porzingis sets the pick for Lee. Over to the left wing. Beasley dishes to Noah. New York, no good that time either. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Harden gets the bucket.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
For New York, they've gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. And Jack kicks to Beasley. And that's good from Jack on the assist by Beasley. And the Knicks lead by 1.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Rockets have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Houston moving the ball around. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, you just love how Harden moves the rock. When a teammate is wide open, he gets it to him so fast.
Beasley with a screen on Paul. Jack passes to Porzingis. A 3-pointer is right on target. He's got 10.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
Oh, Capella is just fantastic at dunking it home, leaving no mistake on these kinds of chances near the hoop.
And Jack, here we go. And Capella sends it back.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Chris, when you see Harden coming down the lane at you, there is a very short list of players who can instill that much fear. Pretty much him, Westbrook and LeBron. Each have their own style, and Harden's might be the most refined of all of them.
Well, that's why he gets to the line so much. His speed, his handles, his ability to pull back on the three, his Euro step. When Harden gets going downhill like that, you just don't have an answer for him.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
What makes Harden so special is his explosiveness. This guy can just turn it on whenever he wants to on offense.
So for the Knicks, Enes Kanter's checked in for Noah. And Hardaway is subbed in for Michael Beasley. And so he makes both from the line.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade. I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Paul against Jack. Harden outside. Capella kicks to Paul. Screen by Capella. Pocket 6. It's stolen by Jack. And now here's Lee. The fast break opportunity.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Paul. 3rd in free throw percentage, 4th in assists, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And he possesses so much confidence when he's at the line. You mentioned his free throw accuracy, 3rd best right now in the NBA, and he's earned it. No good on that one.
Look, he's 6'5", 200 pounds. Lee is no easy cover. You gotta love this guy's intensity.
He hits the second from the line. Chris, during your career, you always had incredible footwork in the post. Who are some of the bigs that impress you with their footwork today?
Oh, wow. I think you have to look down in New Orleans. I mean, they have 2 great examples in Cousins and Davis, 2 guys that can dance with the best of them. You look at Minnesota and that young fella Cat there, the way that he plays and moves his feet and how he handles it in the post, you have to love it. But I love where the big men are today because they have great footwork. They have the skill set of the small guys and still use their size. But those 3 come to mind right now.
It's not a lost art either. I think guys realize that their footwork is sometimes their ticket to a good career.
They're better, and if not, they need to open the basketball history books and look at guys like Akeem Olajuwon and Kevin McHale, 2 of the best ever with footwork. And that's why, you know, it's fun growing up playing other sports because it prepares you for basketball. It prepares you having the footwork and having to be a big guy but still being light on your feet.
Now, here's Kanter. Harden missing his last shot. Kanter. And Capella sends it back.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And good that time.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Houston leading by 3. Ariza outside. The dish to Capella. Ariza passes to Paul. 5 on the clock. Harden against Lee, and the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Now here is Jack. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Ariza against Hardaway. The tray. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Lee.
And Lee is valuable because of how he spaces the floor with his shooting. He is dangerous from outside.
Paul dishes to Harden. Anderson the screen. Paul for 3. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Stolen by Harden. All sorts of time. That one wide left.
Now look, if he can start turning some of these misses into makes, their lead is going to take a big jump.
Shot from 12. Here's Cantor. He nails it, and we're tied up. Cantor's got his first points of the game.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
And the jam by Harden.
Really like seeing Harden take it strong inside. So crafty in how he finishes near the bucket.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Clint Capella really making a difference here.
Oh, he's tearing them to shreds, and I'm sure the only thing they're talking about in this timeout is what to do about him.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. Gordon's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Brown in for Paul. Here's Ntilikina. 9 points last game. And Bahamute pulls it in.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
And here are the Knicks now after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Right now, let's have a moment to check out the NBA's best three-point shooters. Third is Eric Gordon.
What a percentage that is for him from three-point range this season. His deep touch is about as good as you're going to see.
Harden outside. The kick out to Brown. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 6 assists now in the game.
I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out of it.
And Chris, many thought that after the Rockets let Dwight Howard go, they would have a slight rebuilding phase. Turns out they were just reloading. A surprise contender last season.
They did sneak up on some teams with how well they played early on. Front office did a great job retooling the team, great coaching job. And now with Paul in the mix, they're one of the scariest teams, at least on paper, in the league.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Pass to Mbamute. And some nice passing there by Houston. Shot clock at 6. Basket counts. Now it's a 7-point Rocket lead.
Ooh, the lost art of the mid-range J. Gordon just measured it perfectly, squaring up and knocking it down.
The feed to Cantor. They set the pick. Here's O'Quinn, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Mbamute. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have a record from going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me, because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step one is figuring out that shot. Step two is how many repetitions. Step three is, can you get that in game time atmosphere? And you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it, because you have to build up so much trust. Because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but, that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done, is get better at shooting free throws, because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
New York, no good that time either.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Now here's Gordon. He had 10 points in the win against Denver.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they really started to get it closer to the basket.
There's a screen by Canner. There's 57 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Hardaway. Ball's knocked loose. Outside Gordon. Out to the wing. Nene, the screen.
Oh, he's not happy to pick up a second foul. This early in the game, he's got to be careful now.
43 seconds left in the first half. Gordon goes in. Gordon with another miss. Knicks trail by 7. Here's Ntilikina. Off target at the rim. Houston's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times.
You two players.
And so it's Houston with it. Brown outside. Knocks down the 3-ball. Brown's got the lead up to 10 now for the Rockets. Here's Ntilikina. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. New York, no good that time either.
And that would have been a big 3 if he drained it, answering back for the triple at the other end.
And so it's Houston going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
James, big first half for you. What was the most important thing that got you going?
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to get out early and give a little spark to my teammates. And they followed along. So, it's just a matter of us not turning the ball over and getting stops.
So far, so good. Thanks, James. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Their play in the second quarter was inspired as they turned what had been a tight contest into a 10-point ball game by the time we reached halftime. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness, and it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And Kenny, your take on New York?
it looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Clint Capella really making a difference here.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
Well, it comes down to talent, comes down to hustle. He's shown both in a big way so far.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Knicks trail by 10, and on the floor for Jeff Hornacek starting the second half. We've got Lee. Enes Kanter is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Jarrett Jack, and it's Hardaway in at the 3 spot.
And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And change was needed badly for the Knicks, and they did that starting with the front office.
Yeah, Knicks fans can have a dire outlook at times, but the team still has a solid foundation. It will take some time for the team to become a true contender again, but having players not be at odds with the front office, definitely a good start. And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
And a look here at the shot chart for Gordon.
And this is a bit of a nightmare game for him thus far. Just nothing working, and it has to be affecting his confidence. He just doesn't look like the player he normally is out there, and you can see it in his body language after every missed shot. Boy, this is tough.
And he knocks down the first one. And that shot selection, a systematic approach by the whole Houston organization. Greg, is a team, they actually took less mid-range jump shots than DeMar DeRozan did individually last season.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the approach Houston has made successful the last few seasons, they are 100% committed to not taking mid-range shots if they can help it.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
Here's Paul. Harden right side. Shot from the wing. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Outside Jack. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Good on the bucket.
You can't pass up a shot from such short range.
Houston leading by 7. There's a good screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Jack. Averaging about 11 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Now here is Jack. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship.
And he knocks down the first one. And And so he makes both from the line. Houston leading by 5. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Ariza has the open look. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 5 assists tonight. The pass to Cannon. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Rockets 4th.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Now here is Jack. He has 6. Porzingis kicks to Cantor. And Capella sends it back.
And they continue to control the glass.
Paul left side. And that one hits back iron.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Here's Lee, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Lee's got 4 points this quarter.
They are just killing him on the interior.
It's Ariza on the wing. Guarded by Hardaway. Shoots off the step back. Knicks with the rebound. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Jack kicks to Hardaway. Got it. Good job in the low post. Now just a 4-point Rocket lead.
That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
Paul kicks to Capella. Porzingis with the block. Jack against Paul. And there it is for him. And it's 8 points for Jarrett Jack. Rockets have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Paul against Jack. D2 from Anderson. The Knicks pull it in. Porzingis has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
The score now all even. Cantor's got his second bucket of the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And so here is Houston. They've led by as much as 10. To the inside. And the dunk by Capella.
Just finding the open man. Few who have ever played this game have Paul's vision.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Now here is Jack. 8 points for him. Here's Porzingis. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Porzingis has got it all tied up now for the Knicks. Harden kicks to Ariza. Pass to Anderson. Paul outside. Dishes it to Harden. 6 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by New York.
I like the shot selection on that one, despite the miss.
The drive by Lee. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Well, if he can't make those kind of baskets, a lot of attention will be shifted on their outside shooters.
Harden the pass to Capella. Nice D from Porzingis.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
Lee gets the bucket.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
It's a close game here in Houston. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that'll be the third of the 4 straight at home. Here's Capella. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Capella's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And Capella is very efficient down deep, using his muscle to get off the shots he wants inside.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Knicks. Beasley comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. The Knicks have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. You want to talk about a coach who's known for bringing offense to a team, then Mike D'Antoni is your guy. Widely regarded, Chris, as one of the best offensive coaches in the league and is the godfather, many say, of the 7 seconds or less style of play.
Yeah, you look up at how this team runs their sets and pushes the tempo. It reminds you a bit of how the old D'Antoni Suns played. Certainly, whatever team D'Antoni coaches, they're going to have some entertaining and up-tempo play.
Here's Jack after Clint Capella's bucket.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit. He makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
And so it's Houston with it. The Knicks making the shot. Beasley outside. He kicks to Jack. He dishes it to Noah. Here's Porzingis. The shot, no good. And the Rockets take it the other way. Harden kicks to Paul. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Eric Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And that one falls for Paul.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season. Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
Now here's Nene. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Paul's shot is off. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
Yeah, it's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run. Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats.
The first free throw is good. Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this roster, this team isn't in the conversation for winning. You need him to keep your window of winning open, and he is just that impactful and makes everyone on the floor better. And despite having been in this league what seems like forever, Paul still goes to the line at a fairly high clip. A chance now to see the numbers for Lee. How last month turned out for him, averaging about 15 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Offensive rebound, Nene. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Rockets have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. He's off on the first. So he comes up empty at the line.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
And again, it's the Knicks missing.
He isn't getting it to fall from outside during this half after recording a 3 during the first.
Porzingis with the block. Over Brown. Porzingis can't hit.
He hasn't been very precise at all this game.
Jack against Brown. Lets it go from deep. Gets rebounded by New York. Noah's got his 5th rebound in this one. Kicks it to Lee. Some nice passing by New York here. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Brown kicks to Mbamute. Now, here's Tucker, covered by Beasley. Feeds it to Nene. Rocket 6. Over Noah. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Noah's got 6 rebounds in the game. Lee against Gordon. Lee kicks to Jack. A 3 from Porzingis. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Porzingis has got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
There's a screen. Screen by Mbamute. Mbamute, a screen on Porzingis. Here's Tucker. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Beasley. Jack with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Lee passes to Porzingis for the lead. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And how about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. Good on both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Houston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Nene, the screen. Nene with the screen on Beasley. And Tucker kicks to Nene. Eric Gordon on the wing. 6 to shoot. Screen by Mbamute. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
O'Quinn, the pass to Porzingis. Stolen by Tucker. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Brown's got the ball. Out of hand on it. But they get it back. Porzingis with the steal. And now the Knicks on the break. It's tipped. Taken away by Nene. Now, here's Tucker. Covered by Beasley. Now Brown. He's got 11. Nene, the screen. Gordon goes in. Count that one. Gordon's got 8 points.
And this is why you have to involve Gordon, a pick-and-roll genius, a high-percentage shooter in these sets.
Beasley outside. He feeds it to O'Quinn. There's the pick. Here's Baker. And the Knicks miss again. And for Houston, they're shooting around 40% from the floor here. To the wing right side. Tucker. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Look, they cannot leave him open like that. The D got away with one there.
Out to the right wing. Pass to Ntilikina. An easy 2 points on the layup. 6 points for him.
And you can see he's been working on that post game. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
Now, here's Tucker. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Brown wide open. He fires. Drills it from outside.
He is a dangerous outside shooter, and if you leave him open, he can bury them consistently.
Beasley the screen. Rebounded by Tucker.
Look, he had all the time in the world to get the jumper off. Maybe it was too much time.
Outside Gordon. There's the pick. From deep. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Terrific composure on the buzzer-beating three. What a way to head into the fourth quarter.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Houston on top, up 4. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Rockets leading by 4. They've got P.J. Tucker, Luke Mbamute out there with Nene, and there's Gordon, and it's Brown in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Gordon dishes to Tucker. Over in the corner, Brown. Nene, the screen. Shot clock at 5. It's blocked. Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Baker. Here's Ntilikina. Defended by Gordon. To the inside. Mbamute with the steal. Now here's Brown. He's tightly guarded. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Brown. 14 points for Eric Gordon.
That lightning quick release, Gordon catching and firing perfectly. You can't guard that.
There's a screen by Cantor. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Oh, just a solid screen to free him up. Makes the layup possible.
And Frank Ntilikina out of France, played pro ball in Germany, and a lot of fans in the U.S. might not be as familiar with him, but for NBA execs and scouts, that's their job. Ntilikina has a game worthy of their attention.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbamute. Trevor Ariza is checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's James Harden in for Brown. On the free throw, no good. In a draft stocked with point guards, Ntilikina's court vision, Greg, might be the best of them all.
I mean, he's a true pure point guard. At the same time, a good shooter. The length to defend wings, so that versatility makes him one of the more valuable prospects.
Out of bounds, Houston takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Rockets making a switch here. Paul's checked in. Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Capella. And Anderson has it in the corner. A three-pointer off the mark.
Now, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
Yes, that goes in.
Yeah, Ntilikina there attacking the rim. An explosive long guard who can get to the rack with the best of them.
Now here's Harden. Anderson passes to Paul. "13 feet away. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. Knicks trail by 5. Inside. Stolen by Anderson. Stolen by Cantor. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
And he makes the first. And Cantor drops them both. Houston leading by 3. To the middle. Stolen by O'Quinn. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Hardaway. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is skilled at being a ball mover. He's got a pass-first mentality, and that's winning basketball.
Now here's Ariza. The 3 from Harden. Knicks with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
Here's Ntilikina. 5 on the clock. And O'Quinn kicks to Baker. Pass to Ntilikina. And that misses. That would have put him up. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Here's Paul. Money from the wing. And the Rockets lead by 3.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
Now, here's Cantor. Here's the screen. New York needs to get off a shot. Ntilikina. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Houston leading by 3. Anderson right side. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. The Knicks making a switch here. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Noah with a screen on Paul. There's the dish to Cantor. Inside. And Noah with the slam.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Harden kicks to Paul. Floats one up. Another shot. Noah with the block. The feed now to Cantor to take the lead. Out to Hardaway. New York moving the ball around. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Houston in the lead. Harden outside. The pass to Ariza. Back to Harden. Looking to get back on track here. And the layup is good.
He can finish with force or finesse. The beard does it all.
For New York, they've gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Outside Hardaway. Over Ariza. That one off the back iron and out.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation, the coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Now Jack. Trevor Ariza missing from long range. Jack uses the glass to finish the layup.
After failing to be aggressive and look for a shot in the first half, you don't have to let him know this time. You don't have to remind him now. He is really taking his game over in a second.
On the wing, Harden. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, as we all know, Greg, a season to forget last year for Joakim Noah.
Ended up only playing in just over half the games due to a knee injury. Glad to see Noah back out on the floor, and he's looking to kind of put last season behind him and get a fresh start.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw.
And really, if not for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position.
Jack dishes to Cantor. Out to Hardaway. And it's Hardaway again missing. Houston's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Harden the pass to Paul. A floater. Noah with the block. And Jack kicks to Cantor. The score now all even. Cantor's got 4 points in the quarter.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line. He's out competing guys.
Takes the three. That's good from Ariza on the assist from Harden. And the Rockets lead by 3.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Jack with it. Noah with a screen on Paul. Jack dishes to Noah. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And how about that quiet confidence with which Noah plays? A long, skilled defender who also chips in occasionally on the offensive end.
That's good from Joakim Noah. Porzingis, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Noah hits them both. And so here is Houston. Paul outside. Harden gets to Ariza. Screen by Capella. And here's Harden for 3. The Knicks pull it in. Noah's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good.
Nice. Tying it up, though a little disappointed that he couldn't give him the lead.
Paul outside. Screen by Capella. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. Shot clock at 6. Anderson a screen on Hardaway. Here's Ariza. Noah with the block. Outside Jack. Passes to Hardaway. Outside Porzingis. Hardaway sets a screen for Porzingis. Down low to take the lead. No good from Jack.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
Here's Capella, and that one's drained from the low block. Capella's got 24 points.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Jack passes to Porzingis. On the wing, Lee, guarded by Harden. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard. Junior, not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
Now here's Anderson. Capella with a screen on Porzingis. Here's Ariza. Great defense that time from Noah. New York trailing. And Jack kicks to Porzingis. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got assist number 11 for him here tonight. Houston's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. And here is Paul. Dishes it to Capella. Ariza outside. 4 on the shot clock. Off the screen. Ariza with another miss.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, the scoring, I mean, it's not coming easy for him. You have to get into a little rhythm, but that's when you can make the extra pass. Play the role of the facilitator.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Like a fierce two-handed. Here's Paul following the score by New York. Ariza outside. Capella with a screen on Hardaway. Here's Ariza. It's hauled in by Noah. Noah's got 11 rebounds in the game. Harden against Lee. It's Harden with the drive. Capella from down in the low post. It goes. Capella's got 11 in the second half. New York calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The Knicks making a switch here. Cantor's checked in. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, here's the summary of what Jeff Hornacek went over with his guys during the break. He told them, hey, guys, this is a close game, but if we execute right here, I like our chances. There's no need for hero ball. Trust one another. Make the simple play. Kevin, back to you.
Now here's Paul following the shot by Jared Jack. Ariza a screen on Jack. And Anderson has it in the corner. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Well, they trust Anderson in these situations, Kevin. A prime-time scorer. He loves being the go-to guy in these situations.
Screen by Porzingis. Jack with it. He's picked up by Paul. Out to Porzingis.
Shooting 2.
It's the first, and that narrows the gap to 1. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. Houston's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. 1:16 left in the game. Capella with a screen on Lee. Just 5 to shoot. Capella kicks to Harden. Makes it off the glass.
Oh, man, there's no denying that Harden nails these shots all the time. Love how he just takes over these possessions.
There's a screen by Canner. They set the pick, and Jack kicks to Porzingis. Another shot, and the rebound goes to the Rockets. They've led by as much as 10. Harden. Good!
Kevin, and Harden defines the word clutch, and this is clutch city. The number of ways in which he scores in these moments, just incredible.
Hardaway from outside.
Doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
You're exactly right. Just has a nose for the ball, a sense of exactly where he needs to be.
We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
I know he feels good about that. Perfect trip to the line further extends the lead.
And here's Porzingis for a 3. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Rockets on offense. Well, this one is winding down now. Houston can watch the clock run out. Now here's Paul. So Houston wins it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Hey, James, congrats on the win. Did it feel like the chemistry really got the ball going and got you into a rhythm?
Yeah, just stuck with it. You know, teammates kept encouraging me. I think we kept moving the ball and getting easy shots. They did a great job of looking for me.
You're an easy man to find with the beer, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.